If you look at the cones on the side, exactly 40 degrees. And what does that mean? If you divide 40 into the circumference, you get 9. It's a 9-pointed star. So it's the geometry of perfection. So whoever was in here would enter the temple and would become a mirror image of this temple of perfection. So you see how easy it is. And yet when you look at it, it does feel perfect. There's a certain balance to it. Now you compare this to when you walk around to the temples on the other side of the river, completely different feel because the angles are different. They're there to achieve a different purpose and elicit a different response. When you actually measure the base of the temple, the ratio of the length to the width gives you the note F. So the temple is also founded on a musical note. And the two, not the central door, but the ones on either side, the slightly different shapes, that gives you the note E. Because you know, I don't know if you know about musical notation, but in order to get a note, you have to take a mathematical breakup of the string, and it's those ratios relative to 1, which is the pure octave, gives you the ratios of each musical note. So when you look at the doors to the right and left of the central door, it gives you a ratio of 5 to 4, and that's the note E. So the whole building is a musical note, 2 musical notes in a case. They don't feel their way. They could see and feel the energy. They didn't need physical things. And this is one reason why we don't find many physical temples, say, in North America. The Native Americans didn't really build very much. They knew and could sense where it was. Aboriginal Australia, same thing. You ask them, where's a temple? I said, yeah, it's over there. Where? You can't see that? What's wrong with you? And it's only really after a certain amount of time, and we're now getting into sort of the 8,000, 7,600 BC era, and they began to realize that people would start to lose the plot. And because we began to lose our connection, the more we lose our connection, the more they built temples. And in fact, there's a very funny joke written on in the Temple of Edfu in Egypt, and it says, we will go on building temples until people realize they are the temple. So if they look at what's going on in humanity, they'll go, not making much progress, let's build another temple.
Yeah.
So it's quite funny that they would put these things here so that we would know where the original hotspot of energy is. You want to connect to the source. So when you look at all of these, what you're looking at is a drop of energy that comes out of the sky, and the same energy comes out of the ground, and you're creating a bit of a tube. So they're giving physical presence to an invisible force. And that's why you feel that in the landscape. Each one of these is exactly positioned relative to this energy where it hits the ground. They're not here by accident.